And we are back.
We're back, Bumble Bitches.
Do you remember that movie Hackers?
Hackers?
Yeah, with Angelina Jolie when she had the really short hair. It was a really, really bad 90s movie.
Very, very vaguely.
Computer hacking.
Yeah.
It was not real computer hacking, but...
Right. Yes, I remember, because the clocking, and you're like, that's not how that would work.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, so there's that scene in there where they're getting ready to watch their pirated TV show, the Hack the Planet, and like it counts down, and they're like, hack the planet! Every time we go live, that plays in my head.
Thank you for sharing that.
Next time I'm going to just jump on and be like, hack the planet!
I'm here for the energy.
So you're getting a whole lot of Happy Mother's Day, so let's get out of the way.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yep.
Hello. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to the women who deserve it. Some of
Correct.
y'all are mothers and don't deserve that Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I feel like the camera needs to adjust. Yeah.
That does look better.
All right.
All right.
We are Johnny Mnemonic will ever be the best, most accurate hacking movie. Johnny Mnemonic. Isn't that the one with the dolphin
I'm sorry, what?
and Ice-T and Henry Rollins? Is that right, Zach? Johnny Mnemonic? I know it's Keanu Reeves. It is. Yes, it is. That's funny.
Wild.
They use a dolphin to extract data from Keanu Reeves' brain. Yep.
So we had someone on TikTok ask, why is it so hard to hear him?
Because they're not on TikTok. Just you're on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm on YouTube. On the other side of the table.
Oh, I thought it meant like their partner.
Oh, I took it as me.
I took it a totally different way. If you have a hard time hearing my husband, somewhere it should say live on TikTok. That's what this live is
Live on
titled.
YouTube?
Yeah. We are live on YouTube.
We are not reading emails tonight. We are going to do some Q&A fun shit. And then we're going to answer some questions from the chat. If you guys would like to have us interrupted, send some super chats. We'll answer questions that way. I am going to drop this link in the chat right now because the Vegas meet and greet is live.
How exciting.
We will be there June 8th, right? Yes, 8th.
June.
The 8th of June for our meet and greet.
Yeah.
We rented a 5,000 square foot home that is 70s retro style that's got multiple rooms in it for
And they're
podcasting. And
themed.
yes, they are themed. They are gangster.
Oh, I'm going to have so much fun getting baked there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I got.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say something.
Was it going to actually be something?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you just did say something. I said it too.
Oh, fudge.
Technically 3 times something has been
Okay.
said. Now 4.
What was it? That sucks because it was a really recent update about life.
Yeah.
Well, it's gone.
You talk about the women's roundtable that you did yesterday.
Oh yeah, I did do a women's roundtable. I don't know how it went. I don't know how I feel about it.
I think
I'm
it was
always
good.
super critical of myself. So
I think it was good. Private women's group.
I have the private women's group going.
That was a Zach thing. He reminded us.
Yes, I have the private women's group live. So if you guys want to check that out, it is a private group through our Patreon. It is a monthly subscription, and everything that is included is listed through there.
Yep. The round table discussion is getting positive reviews.
Is it?
Round table was brilliant. Watched it today. It was amazing. From TikTok, do you think you will run out of content to talk about as you spend so much time behind a camera? I already feel like we have ran out of things to talk about. However, people haven't gone back and watched every single episode. So us recycling content is not going to be that big of a deal.
Right.
But I also think that the situations change. The conversations are going to change, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. All right, let's do the fun stuff.
Okay. For Chris, do you also enjoy the musicals that you go to?
Yeah, actually I do. Yep. The Phantom the Phantom's like villain theme, it does more for me than the Darth Vader theme.
That's how I want to do our house.
Yeah. And like old Victorian Phantom shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I have Pinterest boards saved. I'm waiting for us to get more comfortable money-wise, and I can blow money on stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured out that I think I want to do like velvet curtains instead of painting the walls or wallpaper, because then we just have to take it down and don't have to do anything over it.
I can't imagine it would be very expensive to do
Right.
that. And it would also help with sound.
Right. I also want to do the like black silhouette photos of us. I looked up how to do that too. I have a whole thing going. Our house is going to look so good.
That's funny. Jenny said that she loves the Phantom. I'm pretty sure that the Phantom has been retired, that it stopped running on Broadway, that it's done.
Really?
I'm almost positive that they've retired that from Broadway.
Oh,
it was on for 100 years. Like,
that was on my bucket list.
Yep. Zach said, I'm like a whole ass octave short of the Phantom's range.
Whole ass octave.
I've actually power lifted listening to the Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite things to play in band class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fan of the opera music. I also like swing music.
I like swing also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, for Chris, you need to make a big family dinner with at least 3 courses. Peach can assist but cannot cook. What do you make?
You guys think I don't know how to cook? I'm Southern and I'm fat. I can cook.
Right.
So appetizer would probably be something deep fried, onion rings, hush puppy, something like that.
Well, I like hush puppies.
Just something to like get the fat going.
I like corn nuggets too.
Probably have to do. I mean, it really depends on like the time of year and like what I want. Because I could do a whole breakfast 3-course meal.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that would change. So if I was doing breakfast, the appetizer would probably be biscuits. I would do biscuits and gravy, bacon, and eggs over medium. So that if you wanted to mix it with the biscuits and gravy, you could without making the biscuits and gravy runny.
Right.
And then the dessert would probably be a bread pudding of some sort.
I love bread pudding.
Yeah. We'll go with that. That's my answer.
Okay, good answer.
Zach said I went to put sour cream on something the other day and ended up putting a dollop of shortening on my food.
Oh, man. I'd be devastated.
That's funny. Jordan just gave a super chat that said, we're doing Swing the Musical next, and I'll be on stage for it when you two like to attend.
Oh, heck yeah.
That depends, because we've got a lot going on the next 2 months.
We do.
So
I'm scrolling back up to try to find questions.
you're cherry picking over there.
I am. There was one that said, would you rather have arms for legs or legs for arms?
Arms for legs.
Right.
I would rather have 4 arms than 4
Yeah.
legs.
Okay.
Because I could still maneuver.
Right. And you'd be more grippy.
Right.
I would climb better.
I could just do cartwheels everywhere I go, from like one of those old sticky things from the 80s that you would get in the Happy Meals. The little suction cups on it. You just...
Oh, God. Would it have to make that sound?
Sure, why not?
No.
That's funny.
Please don't. Sketchiest tattoo / piercing story.
I had a girl come in with an infected piercing once that told me that her friend pierced her in a bathroom at the mall. And then while we were talking about it, I was like, well, where in the bathroom? Like on the sink near the mirror so you could see what was going on? She was like, no, in the stall. But it was sterile because the toilet seat was down. Yep. That's the sketchiest story I've got.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
The sketchiest one for me was an interaction with a dude. I was piercing his nose and he wouldn't stop talking about how he just got his dick pierced.
The amount of people that do that shit is astonishing to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was 100% looking for a pat on the back, like, oh, not every guy can do that.
Jenny said my inner healthcare worker is freaking out.
I believe it. E. coli.
Eli said, I love the first episode of The Broken, was tempted to email in, but don't think it's anywhere near that first email. Send it anyways. It'll make you feel better. Send it anyways. Just be detailed. Jerry said, this is for Peaches. I'm curious, why do you have a tattoo around your neck of a hand? Yeah, babe. Why do you have my hand tattooed on your throat?
Should I just be blunt about it?
Yes.
Because I like being choked by my husband.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Smokey on Twitch said, I have a question. My wife got her nose pierced on both sides. What's the best way to get rid of the bumps? It depends. If it is a hypertrophic scar tissue, you can use a crushed aspirin, turn it into a paste and put it on it. And then the other one is if it's a keloid, you need to go to a dermatologist.
Yes.
Absolute facts. Heard that. Me too, Peaches. Me too. I think it's hot. Not gonna lie. I love that. Ha ha.
Clicky snaps. All in agreement.
It's funny.
I choke my husband. Good for you. Feels too fake to me. Like, I know I'm a feather. It just...
Somebody said, oh, Apple Fritter said my favorite necklace is Tom's hand.
Oh, hell yeah. Apple Fritter said that?
Yeah.
That was good.
It's hot as hell. Not that I would have the guts to get it tattooed. How do you two keep from falling into the roommate phase in your relationship? Oh, that's a good question. Let's talk about that. That's way better than that list.
How do you two keep from...
I'm scrolling back
fudge.
up. Don't you worry. Boom.
Keep from falling into the roommate phase in your relationship.
You go first.
I'm handsy.
Me too, ironically enough.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's it.
Well, I mean, that's part of it. That wasn't the end of my sentence.
Okay. And I meant for me, by the way.
Right.
Okay.
What do you mean?
The handsy part of it's not it for me.
Okay.
Although I am handsy.
I go out of my way to appreciate you, and I see you for more than just a provider. I think that's a big part of keeping the roommate phase out is appreciating the person for who they are. I touch your butt a lot.
You do.
Yeah. I send you spicy photos.
Yes, you do.
I send
love
you
them.
dirty pickup phrases.
We flirt.
We flirt.
We date.
We cuddle.
We cuddle. We talk.
Yeah.
It's not hard to be in love with your best friend when life is good, right? And when people start to get stressed out and they let it become something more than, a minor inconvenience, and the next minor inconvenience happens and the one after that happens and resentment starts to build up, you start to not like your person the way you did when you first started dating. And that's a choice being made.
It is.
The idea that everyone goes into the roommate phase comes from laziness. I believe that.
Yeah.
It's easy. I'm just tired today. I'm just not as into her today because she got lippy, or it's a long fucking day. I know that she'll be here tomorrow. That's a thing for a lot of people. I don't have to really worry about it because it's always there, right? Take it for granted.
That's a sad thought process.
It is a sad thought process, but it's a choice. You are actively making a decision to neglect your person. If you treated your person the way that you treated them in the beginning of your relationship, always, your relationship's going to be fine because you're going to mind your P's and your Q's. You're still trying to impress them. You're still trying to court them. You still want to see them smile just because it's fucking Tuesday, right?
Right.
It takes work. We got a super chat from Andrew S. that said, as a young man navigating life and relationships, you two are giving me the tools that help me do that. Thank you for doing the podcast, y'all. You're welcome.
You are welcome.
You are indeed welcome. How do I get my husband to flirt with me again?
How do I get my husband to flirt with me again? You start flirting. I dress for your gaze.
Right. Well, and that's you. Do you view that as flirting?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Do you not?
I don't. No.
Okay.
I don't actually see it as flirting. I know you do that to get my fucking attention.
Right.
And it works. You do all kinds of shit to get my attention, and it never fails. Like
Right.
one time have you done something and I completely missed it, but I was
Yeah.
fucking going through it in the moment.
Yeah.
I woke up the other morning and you're outside wearing your birthday suit, watering the plants in the backyard. We're surrounded by woods, guys.
Yeah.
Nobody can see my woman. But we have a 3-pane window
Yeah.
that's a nook that I used to make all of our TikTok videos in because there's good natural light coming
It's
through there. And
really
I'm
good.
walking out there and I see you standing there with the water hose, butt naked. And I stopped and I stood there for a good, 2 minutes and just kind of took you in and then opened the door and was like, hey, because I didn't want to scare you, but like
Yeah.
I fucking think that you're gorgeous and your smile's my favorite. And you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
it's not hard, but you doing things like that makes me want to flirt with you.
Mm-hmm.
There's, anticipation that needs to happen all day long, right? So like you sent me a picture in that dress today,
I did.
and now I can't fucking wait to get home tonight, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot that goes into trying to make sure that you are that person for your spouse.
Yeah. And it's a choice. It's
Right.
a conscious effort.
Yep.
Yeah.
So to answer the question from my standpoint, go above and beyond, get done up, make dinner in a really nice dress or make a plan. Like, and then while you're out doing a date night that you had to set up, be like, I really miss doing this with you. Like we used to do this once or twice a week and I know life is crazy right now and maybe we don't have a whole lot of money, but we can find things to do. I would really like to reconnect with you. I miss you. Let's leave our phones in the console of the vehicle tomorrow when we go get sushi. Like it doesn't take much to do that. You just have to articulate it and be fucking upfront and hope that they're willing to sacrifice some phone time to be with you. And if they're not, I mean, that says a lot, but.
Zach, I appreciate you being on YouTube and TikTok. You're out here doing the thing.
Mama Piggy said, because the two of you, I'm more open and able to have great communication with my boyfriend from the beginning. It's almost been a year together. I love that.
That is dope.
You guys have a stronger foundation. Dirty Jokes love notes on sticky notes in his lunch for him to find. Is that Katie? Is that your Katie that's in the chat right now talking
Maybe.
about love notes?
Perhaps. I didn't receive a text message. Oh, I did. Maybe 11 minutes ago. It might be. Now I have to respond. Hang on. I just realized I don't think I've checked my messages today.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Hailstorm Rocks 2 on Twitch said, how do you accept compliments from your partner after they use those things in an argument like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but when we argue, what I do at home is worth nothing to him, so I don't know how to, I guess, accept anything he says when it's positive.
That's manipulation.
It is manipulation.
He knows what is a praise to you. So when you do something that he might disagree with or something that upsets him.
You can take it away.
Right. So humans thrive on. Okay. I'm going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole, guys.
It is Katie.
Hi.
They're about to board their flight.
I hope you guys have a safe flight. Humans are trained the same way that animals are. So as children, there is a reward system and then there is a punishment system. And as humans, we become accustomed to wanting the reward, fearing the punishment, and simultaneously fearing not getting the reward. So one of the rewards to you is appreciating the things that you do around the house, seeing you for what you do and the hard work that you put in. Removing that reward and shit talking it is part of that punishment.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
When was the last time you guys said something positive to your person? Like, hey, thanks for going to work today. Thanks for putting yourself out so that we can have the things that we have. Thank you for cooking dinner. Hey, thanks for making sure I have clean underwear.
Deepest apologies.
How dare you make noise? Zach said, happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. Be better than your mothers were and raise a better generation for mothers and fathers for your grandchildren. And then said, a special Mother's Day to Jenny. You are a fucking rock star.
Correct.
Megan Phillips said, have you looked into applied behavior analysis? I have not.
Applied behavior analysis? That sounds like what Observed does on YouTube. Mashed potato, mashed potato.
How do you effectively communicate with someone who instantly becomes hypercritical of themselves? Well, it depends on what they're doing, because that is also a manipulation tactic.
Right. If they just crossed a boundary and it's been a well-defined boundary and they knew it was going to upset you, and then you confront them about it and they start crying, I'm such a piece of shit human being. You deserve so much better than me.
Yeah.
Manipulation.
It is manipulation. It is how they have always dealt with criticism, and it's a way to deflect. And it will
self-preservation.
Right. And if you fall for that and you allow that to happen and that behavior works, you're solidifying that behavior in them.
Correct.
Work on I versus you statements.
This is why we don't reward bad behavior.
Yep.
Poor behavior?
Poor. I would say poor behavior. I mean, it's a manipulation tactic.
It is. Bust out the spray bottle. Stop it. They put this fake ass bacon in here. It's so gross. They also didn't give me my silverware. I'm disgruntled.
I have silverware.
Oh, thank you, babe. Look at you. My husband's got me.
You need a fork, right?
Correct. That's for cats. I know that was the joke. Thank you, Ben.
You are welcome. Okay.
Someone asked if we could talk more about the you versus I statements.
Okay.
All right. That was a you
Was
thing.
that a
babe.
TikTok thing or?
That was a TikTok
Okay.
request, yeah.
Can we give us an example of how we should deliver? Like, what is the issue that you have? And we'll tell you how to make it an I versus you statement. That'll be fun.
Let's go. Oh, these mashed potatoes are so good.
While we're waiting on that, guys, we have our Vegas meet and greet is live. For those of you who missed it earlier, if you would like to hang out with us in Vegas, there are links pinned to both chats, Twitch and YouTube, on how you can get tickets to hang out with us for 4 or 5 hours.
I'm trying to catch a you versus I statement.
Haley Phillips said, I've explained that when I'm venting, I don't want advice or to be told what I should do next. He is still instructing me and gets upset when I ask for a different approach. He instantly goes on the defensive.
I'm reading it.
Okay.
I also recognize that I wasn't stupid as a kid. I just needed subtitles.
Did you figure it? Do you have it memorized so that we can answer that other question first, or you want to come back to the other question?
What other question?
Okay, go.
No, now I'm focused on the... No, just do the other question. This is too much.
I've explained that when I'm venting, I don't want advice or to be told what I should do next. He is still instructing me and gets upset when I ask for a different approach. He instantly goes on the defensive. He's not listening. Men want to problem solve. He probably doesn't want to hear that you're upset and like going through that. So he's trying to help you. So if you view it from him trying to help you and understand that your man is doing what he's doing out of a place of love, you're getting angry at him for trying to love you. Sometimes you need to shift your perspective because sometimes just saying I need to vent, like just to get it out, maybe you need to go to a girlfriend or not a man, because we want to problem solve, especially if we see that you're upset.
Right.
Why would we want to just let you be unhappy and upset, especially if it's a reoccurring problem, right? Like, so switch your perspective. What?
There was one time where I jokingly told you, no, I don't want to fix it. Just let me be sad about it.
Yeah. So what was the I versus you issue?
I don't know. I thought that's what you were reading.
Oh, no, I can't see your TikTok.
Oh, I thought somebody posted in the chat. I haven't been paying attention. I thought Zach might have posted it over here, and that's what you were reading.
Nope.
Because you started reading it right after I said I'm trying to find the I versus you statement.
Okay. I tell my husband I need to just listen to me rather than find a solution. It saved me a lot of miscommunication. That definitely helps. Still need to understand that we are naturally going to
want to fix.
Yeah, right. Kendra Hammond said, I ordered the Proud Father shirts for both my dad and my boyfriend. I got them in the mail. I can't wait to surprise them soon. There's also stickers in there if you open that package. Megan said, this is why I go to my best friend for venting. It depends on what you're venting about, though. I should have probably said that on the last one.
Yeah.
Lorna said, I was listening to the Soft episode on Spotify while driving, and there was an example I'm hung up on when you said, etc. And I was wondering if that's making it about them, not about how you're feeling. That's okay. So that conversation was about having a conversation after the fact.
Right.
So if you guys have a disruption or an argument and you have to take time to process and one person's issues get resolved, you don't want to get mad and throw your shit on top of their shit, because now you've got a pile of shit. Work through one of the things, give it a little bit of time, and then come back and go, hey, the other day when we were having that discussion, you said, and I need clarification. It made me feel like shit, whatever, so that conversation can then be had after the fact while they're not angry, and you can work through whatever that is. Because it could be that they've said some shit out of frustration and it may not have meant what they, you know what I mean? Like they may not have said what they intended to say, or you may not have taken it that way. So.
Zach, I think, got it from TikTok.
Okay.
He said, you never follow through with the things you say you will when I try to encourage you.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I feel as if there is a lack of commitment or follow through after our conversations, even with the encouragement or the hype man behind the scenes.
I mean, you definitely removed the you from that.
Yeah.
Let me read that again. You never follow through with the things you say you will when I try to encourage you. Is there, so the beginning part of that, I definitely agree with. I feel like when we have conversations, I'm trying my best to support you and lift you up. And then after the conversations, I notice that things aren't followed through on, like you said, because that removes the you thing.
Right.
How can I support you better to encourage you to achieve the goals that we've set out for you to achieve? Because that's a positive, right? It still adds the you statement, but it's not a fuck you statement. It's a I got you, babe statement.
Yes.
I think that would work too.
That's not bad.
I versus you statements are hard, guys. We are so ingrained to like attack the problem.
Blame and shame.
Yeah. And we've seen it our entire lives. And it's movies, it's television, it's music, it's our family members, our best friends, it's fucking high school drama. That is normal shit. You're a subscriber. I wouldn't worry about that.
No, I'm not. I actually forgot to do that.
Oh.
I'm probably going to get
Can you
dinged.
do that? You can do it while you're on there, can't you?
No, I have to put the panel. Oh, yep. Totally forgot.
Can you guys touch on emotionally abusive relationships and how to muster up the courage and self-esteem to leave? That is an email. That is not that's too vague of a question. And if you want that kind of conversation, you need to send an email to us. Is it considered manipulation when you see something that your partner has either said or done, and you ask them questions based on what you know, expecting a specific answer, and them lashing out instead of answering? Isn't what you've already concluded with based on what said person has done, checking if the other person is being honest. If you already know the answer to it and you're asking questions and they lie to you, you're setting yourself up for failure.
What are you reading?
Twitch. Jacqueline said, "Can you not see this big Twitch box?"
No, I didn't realize that was there.
Oh,
It hasn't been working the last few times, right?
no, that's where it's been. That water bottle might have been in the way. Jacqueline, you can email us at tobebetterco@gmail.com. Also, guys, if you are a man who's got a horrible story that you would like to send in to go on the Voice of the Broken, you also send that to tobebetterco@gmail.com. But title it Voice of the Broken. This is for you, babe.
When in your friendship did you know you wanted more, and how long from that moment
Did it take for that to happen?
You mean like with my husband?
I'm assuming so. You look a little bit blurry on my camera. Or on my screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It was like a year, like of a solid friendship before things transitioned. We knew each other for 3 or 4 years before that actually became a real friendship.
Yeah. I knew I wanted more when I started missing you.
Yeah. It's because I'm that fucking awesome.
I need you to tone it down a little bit. You are that fucking awesome. You are that and a bag of chips.
I gotta be honest too. When we had that first dinner date that like was a friendship dinner that felt like a date, I wasn't expecting it to be what it was. That's why I had to call Forrest and be like, dude,
Yeah.
just so you know. But that's what happens when you have a year of unexpected friendship.
Right.
I'm sorry, not unexpected.
No expectations.
No expectations with a friendship.
Or any ulterior motives.
Right. Because there was no intentions of this.
Right.
It was just we're friends fucking venting about our lives and trying to like work
Not
through
lose
shit
our
together.
fucking minds.
Right. Support systems go a long fucking way.
Yeah.
Off topic, Squirrel. Can I get a quick shout out to my sons, Cameron and Vincent? There you go.
Hello, Cameron and Vincent.
What are some of your favorite non-sexual ways to spend intimate time together? On the couch with your feet in my lap is probably the go-to because that's my decompression time. And I look forward to that probably more than anything else in my day, even more than going to bed, because I know that when we're there, like the world is getting shut off.
Yeah.
I can turn my brain off for a couple hours and try to get tired to go to bed. Movie nights, because we go to Cine Bistro where we can lift the thing up and lay on each other, or I can like hold your leg while we're watching a movie. That I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I like that I don't have to cook dinner.
Yeah. Sometimes, depending on the weather, photography days at the gardens.
Long car rides.
Long car rides for sure. Long car rides are the fucking shit for us. I think that's it for me. I think those are my most normal daily ones. What are yours?
Intimate time together. I think you nailed all of them.
So pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Zach said from TikTok, is there a way to counteract gaslighting and manipulation in conversation regarding your marriage?
Start recording shit.
Yeah. I think it's important to understand that gaslighting isn't always intentional.
Right.
Gaslighting is such a fucking overused term now. You and I have had a lot of conversations while we were on recording, and then afterwards we've had conversations about it. And when I've watched it back, the way that I viewed the interaction is not the same as what was recorded. And that's not you gaslighting me or me gaslighting you. That's in the moment. I am perceiving things differently than they're actually happening. I have mental specialness. It happens.
It does.
And when you're having a conversation with somebody, when you say something, the way that they interpret what you've said is going to dictate the way the argument is going. So if they say something and it's very specific and you take it unlike what they've said, is that gaslighting? Because you fucking took something wrong, or you guys are miscommunicating right now.
Right.
So you're right. Recording it's a great way to fucking handle that shit. But I would need more in-depth questions.
Elaborations.
Right. Yes, elaborations. Austin Griggs said, "Hey Chris, I know you said that you can ask your partner to stop talking to someone, and if they don't, you can't stop them. What do you think should be done? Depends on how long you've been together. Because if you're just dating and somebody's making you feel uncomfortable in a relationship and they're not willing to cut that person off, fucking leave.
Yeah.
You're dating. You don't owe them anything. They don't owe you anything. Cut fucking ties and move on. You should have somebody in your life that puts you before everyone else. And if they're not willing to do that, your relationship isn't whole. Because they're putting their wants above the wants of the relationship. The happiness of them matters more than the happiness of us.
Right.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh.
I'm going to just scroll down. There's a whole lot there.
There is a lot going on.
I have no desire to record anything regarding a partner not worth it. Okay, so don't.
Was that the person who asked?
I honestly don't know.
Oh.
That was just one of many possibilities. I would like to, there's a great time for a disclaimer, guys. We are not professionals. We are just people who have life experience, and no one is worth my happiness. Sorry. Okay, cool. So I'm not even going to touch that. I believe in complimenting and appreciating my husband every single day and vice versa. We make each other a priority and we still date, as in pursue each other, just like when we first met. That's what's up. Relapse. Okay. So, dude, for the first time chat, you got my attention. Thank you for your first time chat, first and foremost.
That was a
on
good
Twitch.
one.
That was fucking funny. And I'm
That's
going to read
a good
it.
one, yeah.
I would drag my nutsack through a mile of broken glass to have 1% of what you guys have. Please be thankful. We are fucking thankful. I give grace to God every day, my gratitude every day for the relationship that I have. And I understand that it's us doing the work, but things have lined up for us to be together, right? I don't take this for granted at all. It's why I'm willing to work so much. And it's why I'm willing to put the relationship of us above the happiness of me. Because if us is happy, I'm happy. If us is happy, you're happy. And if we're happy, we're golden. Because everything else in our life gets watered at that point. It's like a champagne tower. Us is the relationship. That's the very first glass. Then we're the next two. And then everything else that trickles down from that comes from us being okay because our marriage is right.
Right.
Protect your motherfucking peace. Chris, did you get a chance to watch the video about being something versus appearing to be something? That was the Destiny video you posted, right? I'm not gonna lie, I did not. I've edited 5 videos in the last 3 days, and then played video games today.
Oh my gosh. Did I show you what the children made me for Mother's Day?
No, you told me about it though.
Did I? Okay.
I don't know. I think Sabrina, the code is PO Box. See if that does it. I don't know. Somebody asked for the PO Box. I don't know if it'll work or not. Hopefully it does. Love me over music. Technically, wouldn't the top of your champagne tower actually be God? I would put that above everything else, yeah. But we weren't talking about that. We were talking about prioritizing us or the relationship over us. But yes. Calista said, today is so hard for me. My mom passed when I was 14. It never gets easier. Zach, thank you for posting the P.O. Box. What happened to the Twitch chat? Oh, I clicked on something, didn't I? Peaches, what will the paid women's group include? Would love to hear more about it. What would it be?
Some of the things included are, at minimum, once a month group calls. The group calls can be requested. Depending upon my scheduling, I will try my best to make more calls work. We are doing monthly book breakdowns. There is a private Discord chat for the paid private women's group, and it is almost unlimited access to me. So if you're seeking advice or want my opinion on something, you just at me in the private chat.
Definitely the easiest way to get your attention.
Yeah.
The round table discussions go a long way. We did one today that was fairly short, but we got a $50 super chat from Desk Client that said, "Hey Chris, during your journey to better yourself, what was the biggest hurdle to overcome to better yourself to become this version of yourself?" I gotta be honest, dude, I'm not there yet. I know that like I'm way better than I ever was, but I'm not there. The biggest hurdle in all of this is believing that I deserve more than I have. Right? Like I'm here today because I deserve to have happiness in my life. And now I've got happiness. So like anything that I get now is like extra condiments on the hot dog.
Yeah.
But believing that you deserve it, believing that you're worth it, believing that you're not all the things that you were ever told you were. That was my hurdle.
Yeah.
And then realizing that as much as I thought I knew, I didn't know shit. So there was a highlighted comment that I wanted to read. Oh, it wasn't highlighted. My mouse was just over it. Lost Wolf said, "There was a time that I was always repeating to my wife that our past problem with the family was an issue, and I kept repeating it every time we had a conversation. But I learned that was making things worse. And as soon as I remembered you guys, I tried 100% to break that conversation and not keep repeating about our past. And I think it's been the best thing that I've done in my relationship." Well, I'm glad.
Stoked to hear.
First time chat from Brooksy Boy. "Two great people right here. You guys helped save our marriage. My wife and I are so grateful for the tools that you gave us."
It's such a surreal thing to hear that.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. Scrolling down. "I've been talking about your content to my sister, who I think will definitely gain value from it, and she finally started to listen to some. Love that shit. If you guys find value in what we do, the best thing you can do to support us is share the content. It's going to help us keep growing." "My boyfriend is an overthinker, but he is always checking my location and battery percentage. I feel like I can never with between his overthinking and trust, maybe win between his overthinking and trust issues." That's control.
Yeah. And that is, you're paying the sins for somebody else's crime?
Yep. You're paying for somebody else's sins.
Yeah.
You guys don't need to be with people who you, if you don't trust them, you don't feel safe, and you're constantly in a struggle, that's not your person. Why would you try to make something like that work? Because 10 years from now, things are still going to be a fucking mess because they didn't heal. They just brought all their baggage to you and you're stuck doing their dirty laundry. Like, that just doesn't work. Happy Mother's Day, Peaches. I pray to be the woman you are. Thanks for being my idol. What a statement. What a fucking statement.
I don't know how to respond to that. Thank you for saying that. I don't take it lightly.
Yeah. From TikTok, you two should write a how-to book about how a woman should treat a man and vice versa. I think that we need to get back to some of that content. We talked about that a little bit yesterday with the council, and we talked about it today between ourselves. Somebody commented on a video that we posted in August of last year, and it was about you opening the door. And I sent it to you, so I know you saw it, but just for clarification to the group or the chat. And in that thing, like, we've learned to pace ourselves, and you'll stand at the door and wait for me to get there to open it. And like, you know, that's the way things should go. And somebody commented and said that her boyfriend wouldn't open the door for her because he's not willing to give her white knight treatment. And I was like, I don't see that as white knight treatment. That's manners.
Right.
Like, you open the fucking door for your woman. That's not like savior complex.
Very clearly boyfriend. That's not a husband.
Right. But even if that was white knight behavior, as they put it, I see nothing wrong with being the white knight. If you're going to be a husband, your job is to protect and provide and lead. Mm-hmm. What's the problem? If you're not willing to do that, you shouldn't try to be a husband. I got to be honest. I think that, that's a whole different discussion, but what do you think are some things people can work on internally to make sure they are being the best version of themselves for the team dynamic?
Work on their patience and grace.
Grace is a big one.
And understand what it truly means to serve and be served.
I have to read it again. I feel like her. What do you think are some things people can work on internally to make sure that they are being the best version of themselves for the team dynamic? Grace is the number one thing. And then I think beyond that, gratitude, because you don't have to have the life that you have, right? Like, your man don't have to do things for you. Your woman doesn't have to do things for you. You don't have to take my boots off. You don't have to make me dinner. I don't have to pay your car payment. I don't have to buy your hair dryers. I don't have to fucking brush your hair for you. I don't have to run your bath. We don't have to do any of this shit. We can live as roommates who fuck every once in a while. And that sounds really great, right? It doesn't. It sounds like shit. And I would never want to live that way. So I think of ways that I can make you happy and ways that I can serve you that I haven't yet. And I try to continue to do the things that I've always done. But I also want to find new ways to keep our relationship valid and to continue to validate things.
Right.
As for doing the internal work, I understand that I'm not at my final form yet. I understand that there's still a whole lot of shit that I don't know. And as I'm growing and I'm sharing these things with you, we are trying to grow and improve together, right? And we hold each other accountable. I don't think that that's a solo thing. But I hope that answered your question, Katie, because I don't know. Elder Troll said, "How has your mental health affected your journey with motherhood? I've also seen Peaches as so beautiful and so real. I've witnessed so many terrible examples of mothers, and question if I would ever have the strength or if I would even want to in this wild ass world." So the question is how has your mental health affected your journey with motherhood?
It's made me realize what a piece of shit person I can really be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that? That's a fucking statement.
When I get emotional, I get very selfish and I don't care about other people's feelings. And when you are raising children, that is something that you have to keep in check.
Yeah. Yeah. Question for Chris. How do you control yourself in overstimulating situations? I remove myself. I fucking remove myself from those situations. I know when I start to get overstimulated that one of two things is going to happen. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have a mental breakdown or I'm going to get violent because I'm overstimulated. Like in like a public setting, not like in a home setting.
Yeah.
When it comes to like the kids and shit, I just leave. I go outside. I go fuck around in the garage until everything gets quiet and I come back in, or I'll put my headphones on. Mm-hmm. I'm not above putting my headphones on. I got some dope ass Bose noise canceling, and I have some really gangster steel series at my desk. Yeah. If I get overstimulated in that way, I just put on an audiobook and put on the noise canceling, and it quiets things down. I need to remove myself from the situations that are overstimulating me, or I'm not going to be okay. And I am like texture and noise fucking destroys me. So. The question for you guys, should I give up on the person I love the most because we are going through a hardship in our relationship due to my insecurities resurfacing, but I'm working on them, but I feel like she's given up. So do I give up too because I'm getting to the point where I'm lost and confused and I'm being pushed away? This is a conversation that you need to have with her. This is a check-in.
Yeah.
Right? This is a great place for a check-in to start. Katie said it was a good answer, and we agree completely. We work on everything you said, and we were interested in your guys' stance. Not surprised it's the same. Mike told me that I'm him.
Yeah.
Yep. Yesterday when he texted me, he's like, what hotel are you guys staying at in Vegas? And I told him, he was like, yeah, I was actually just looking at that hotel. It's my favorite place to stay.
I can't wait to go to Vegas and stay there.
Less than a month.
Yeah.
We'll be there in less than 1 month. We'll be coming home 1 month from now. Wah, wah, wah. Made it shorter, didn't it?
Don't say that. Stop it.
New check-in form coming soon. Uh-oh. Zach is reworking the form.
How exciting.
I actually there's questions that were sent in by an emailer that I want to add. So that needs to go into my critical journal when I get it. How do I discipline my son when he's being disrespectful to me? His father is also incredibly disrespectful, and I'm not sure how to handle it with him. So your son is learning how to be disrespectful to you from his father. That's where the problem starts. You need to get the father to treat you with respect, and then the son will follow suit. It's also important to start teaching your son how to be a gentleman. And even if it's not towards you, young men need to understand how to treat women. And maybe that needs to be the approach. We're not together. That doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, no, that doesn't matter at all. My children's father and I have a mutual respect.
Yeah.
And that respect is expected at a certain level because we're raising children together.
My husband has refused to have location sharing even when his daughter was on my Life 360. That's fucking weird. That means there's something going on there.
Yeah.
We actually are being picked up by Life 360. We'll be doing ads for them here in the next, I think, 2 weeks.
That's dope.
Yeah, they picked us up for the rest of the year. We have 3 ads that we'll be running for them.
Okay.
So I don't see anything wrong with the location sharing. If you have something to hide, it's the only reason why you're not going to want to do it. If Peaches gets grabbed, I'd want to know where the fuck she's at.
Right.
If I'm calling you and I start calling hospitals, I can look at the phone and find out where the fuck you're at.
Right.
And then I can just come over and be like, hey, did you lose your phone? Like, are you safe? You're good? Okay, I'm going home now. Next time answer your phone, right? Like, I don't understand why that's a thing. How do you have a conversation about feeling like you're only a placeholder in your relationship? We have a kid together, and I feel sometimes we only stay together because he doesn't want our daughter to grow up in separate homes, but nothing seems to be changing in our relationship. So your relationship is fucked up. Your actual relationship between the two of you is an issue, and you should ask him, like, are you happy anymore? How are you? That's a check-in. This is also a check-in situation. But I would have the conversation from a you standpoint. Like, hey, my cup's not being filled anymore. I don't feel loved. I don't feel like I'm a priority. It needs to be about you, not about him. And when it's about you, he can maybe ask you, well, what do you need to have your cup filled? This is no different than the other day when you were like, I don't feel like a ray of sunshine like normal. And I'm like, well, what do you need for that?
Oh, babe, that was almost a month ago.
It was the other day. It's always the other day. I don't know what fucking day it is.
Yeah.
Shh, just let me live in my little gap of time. Oh, babe, that was over a month ago. Shh. Means I'm a month older. Gotta be with people that you trust and use the tools that enhance your happiness and safety. Agreed. Lorna said, haha, same. The other day could be years ago. Yeah, it actually could be for me. It's crazy what we remember though. Right? Because like I hold on to moments differently than a lot of people do. You know, the things that matter to me, a lot of people I think would just overlook. I think you're kind of the same way. I actually do think that you're the same way because you remember shit and you'd be like, you remember this one time? I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite ice cream, babe?
My favorite ice cream? I don't have a favorite. It depends on what mood I'm in.
Chocolate chip cookie dough. Always. Always chocolate chip cookie dough. Because that's like a basic.
Can't fail.
It's just it's a go-to. You know, it's gonna always taste like chocolate chip cookie dough. Now, if I could do like chocolate chip cookie dough and Oreos, or chocolate chip cookie dough and Reese's, that's a fucking tough decision. I'm gonna have to sit here for a second. Like, can I taste one of each just to see which one tastes fresher? Like,
can I get multiple samples until they're all gone?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had to choose, I would say cookies and cream, but I would have to have chunks of Oreo in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honest question: do you think it's easier to be with someone more like you, as in physical touch person, etc., rather than opposite?
Well, I'm thinking because our main love language is quality time.
Right.
And that with that aligning for us, it works. If both of our main love languages was physical touch, what happens when one of us gets touched out? Like,
well, and that happens.
right. So
It definitely happens.
go ahead.
I think that it comes down to being willing to do the thing that makes your person happy.
Yeah.
Like I never wanted to be the gift giver. I always thought that was tricking. Like I'm not willing to do that. And for you, I'll give anything you want. I'll bring you pine needles. I'll fucking buy you cars, whatever you need, babe. Like I got you. Because it makes me happy to give it to you because I see the way you fucking light up. You're one of the best people to give something to.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what it is. Somebody could give you a stick and you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest fucking stick ever.
About that stick.
Right. And like, it's authentic because you understand the meaning behind it. It's just you're just very good at accepting gifts.
I appreciate being thought of because I don't think I'm worth it.
Yeah.
So when someone takes the time to think of me when they could be doing literally anything else, it means a lot.
Yeah. But that's one of the things that fill you up. And I'm the opposite. So in that aspect, the opposite thing does work. You just have to be willing to do those things for your person.
Right.
And you have to understand that people do not give love the same way that they receive love. So if somebody is a quality time person, them showing love may not be the same thing. They may be a gift giver or they could be a touch person. So Peaches is by far the best gift receiver I have ever witnessed. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Do you guys believe in masculine, feminine dynamic? Every time I bring that up, my boyfriend gets bothered. Yeah, we have pink job, blue jobs. He says it's dumb. Women should also chase, provide. Oh, whoa. Okay, so
What?
define chase, because I agree with the chase part. And provide, you do provide. This is a fucking team, but my job is to get it in the house and yours is to get it to the table.
Right.
I need you to clarify the chase / provide because I'm now very curious about that.
Oh, I see that Amy is watching. I will try my best to call you back today. I'm not going to guarantee. I'm pretty exhausted.
She then tried to call me as well, but I was in the
Yeah.
man meeting doing the round table when she called.
I lost my phone for like a good 3 hours.
Isn't that gangster?
Let me see. Did she try to call me or she just text me?
Angel Among Us said, I'm not chasing anything. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I chase my woman everywhere. She chases me. That's love.
Oh, I see it now. Oh, okay. I'll certainly. Oh, it's for Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I love you, sister. I'll try my best to call you back today. Like I'm drained. I'm so fucking tired.
Midnight Burn said, hey, y'all, I wanted to send my deepest thanks to y'all. And thanks to y'all's podcasts and videos. I was able to realize I didn't feel the same in my relationship anymore, and I was able to get out with bolder boundaries and standards. I found someone now who treats me like a princess and respects me and never scares me or puts my safety into question, and I wouldn't have started questioning things if I hadn't come across your videos. Thank you. I love that. Cynical then said, he wants me, female, to reach out and text first after fights. I do, and he never reaches out after fights. Is that true that he never does it or just doesn't do it to the same level as yours?
Right.
Never and always are problem statements. You should never speak in definites. Because even if he does it once, there'll be a time in his brain where he can be like, I did it that one time. That one time may not be enough for you, but you saying never is going to make him defensive. And now you're going to have an argument versus
A conversation.
like, hey, I really would have appreciated it if you would have broken radio silence and told me you loved me because I'm really going through it after our last fight. Angel said, I was talking about someone who doesn't appreciate it. Okay, I get that. I fucking get that. Can you elaborate on pink job, blue jobs? I've been a welder for a long time, but I've been a welder for a long time, but I've been since I met my husband. I don't know what that means. Pink job, blue jobs. I do all the manly shit. She does all the womanly shit in the house. She cooks, cleans, does laundry, makes sure my underwear is taken care of, makes sure my belly's full. And I make sure she wants for nothing. She doesn't open car doors. She doesn't have to worry about her safety. She doesn't have to fucking put gas in her vehicle. I will meet her ass at a gas station. I don't give a fuck. That's it. I make sure that you have all of that shit taken care of. Your hands never get dirty unless you're gardening, and that's by choice.
Right.
And that's the dynamic that works for us. How would you go about, damn it, it went too fast. How would you go about being forgotten and not celebrated on Mother's Day because I'm pretty sad?
What do you mean being forgotten? Like,
Somebody probably didn't say Happy Mother's Day.
I would need an elaboration because, like, I got homemade gifts from the kids today, and that was it.
I told you Happy Mother's Day as soon as I got up.
Right. It wasn't a big extravagant thing.
Well, that's because I didn't know it was Mother's Day until last night. I was like, oh my God, I didn't get you anything. I'm so fucking sorry. But I did just buy you a $500 hairdryer.
Yeah. I don't take things personally.
Yeah. I also I've never had to worry about Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. Ever. But. Shouldn't mothers or fathers be celebrated every day and not just one day a year? I agree. I actually don't like holidays. I think holidays are bullshit. It's a gimmick to make you spend money. I truly believe that across the board. Christmas, birthdays, all of that shit. If you want to talk about it, like when we talk about birthdays, you should technically be giving your parents gifts on your birthday because they're the ones who made you exist. Bonus Kid and I made handprint cards for his mom and her partner. They both loved them, and BK was super proud of his artwork. Love that.
Hell yeah.
Dimple said, I believe in that too, because once it's all about the gifts, the celebration itself loses meaning. I would rather fucking go on a date with you because it's Thursday afternoon and we want to go to Ford's Garage and you have meatloaf and me have those sweet potato fucking tater tots, right? Like that's a dope ass day. We get to hang out for an hour, talk, watch the wheel on that car go really fucking slow, constantly on a motor, even though I was always questioning whether or not it was wind. It's not.
Yeah.
But like those moments mean a whole lot more to me than you buying me something for Father's Day. When we take the kids out and ride their quads, or when we go teach them to swim, or we do the things that we do, that celebration of life means more to me than a gift because we're creating memories. Like that means something to me. Those days are the gifts. I'll take a crack at it. I felt unappreciated when there was not a special effort made on a day dedicated to my place in the family. And I am not seeking an extravagant celebration, but I would like to be acknowledged and a heartfelt moment on this day, a simple, meaningful thank you. I don't think that that's unreasonable. But I also think that that's society telling you that you need to be worshiped today. Right? Because if we didn't have, you know what all of this is? It's just an agreement. It's everybody agreeing that this day is special because we put a label on it. I really truly believe that if you guys woke up and did something for your person, that would mean so much more than there just being
an obligation.
Yep. Husband said to me today that he is feeling things that he's never felt before and it's making him exhausted. What does that mean? You need to ask him that. Sounds like he's telling you that he's fucking wore out. Normally when a man tells you he's tired or he's exhausted, it means that the stress of life has become too much.
I'm going to end TikTok.
Okay. And that stress and exhaustion that comes from that it's a lot easier to tell you that we're tired and exhausted than to tell you everything that's going on in our mental health.
So I'm ending TikTok, guys. If you want to go over to the YouTube channel, it's To Be Better, the number 2, Be Better. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. See ya.
Yep. Mother's Day is going to be next weekend with my son. I'm okay with it. It's a day. That's all. Yep. I don't like the International Day of whatever because why does that thing need to be celebrated? I don't think anything really needs to be celebrated like that. You celebrate your partner every day. The third chat was doing something for my ADHD, LOL.
Oh.
What time is it? 7:05. We got about 30 minutes, guys. So if you guys have more questions coming through, run that shit. If you get the chance to see my long chat way back, that be amazing. If not, I get your... Yeah, I'm not scrolling back up, guys. You can post it again. You can copy and paste. Any advice on supporting my man where he struggles to feel like anyone truly understands him? Do you understand him, and does he believe that you understand him? Because that's where it would start. It would start with support. I'm also curious as to what you mean by understands him. Like, is this like an artist, like, no one understands me, emo hair, right? Or is this like he has a hard time articulating himself?
Right.
Can we try out the YouTube Q&A function in the Patreon Live? Absolutely. Have you guys done the video about postpartum and discussion topics before having a baby with your partner? We did. It'll be the last Friday content video that ever gets released on YouTube. I can't say ever. We will have more Friday content coming, but it'll be old Patreon content. And when we feel like it, all of the things past the postpartum discussion that we did will be Patreon content. Mm. So we will doing a postpartum anxiety. We did one that is a Be the Creator video that'll be a Patreon only. We're already recording Patreon only content. So Brittany said, any advice would be appreciated. My hubs is the chef. He was for 20 hours and owned his own catering business. Definitely his love language, but I still feel like I should be cooking. Any thoughts, please? I love y'all. If cooking is his love language, cook with him. Right? And if he doesn't want you in the kitchen, then offer to clean. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't work, set the table. You can still serve your partner. It doesn't always have to be the cooking aspect. Peaches, what kind of books do you read, and what is your opinion on smut books?
I read self-help books. I listen to autobiographies. I like thriller books. I like sci-fi, historical. Smut books are no different than porn to me.
I agree.
If you are a woman who reads smut books, I view you the same as a man who hides in the bathroom and watches porn.
Yep. I think that this might be the... Yeah. So Lorna found the comment and it said, I was wondering if you will ever do a meet and greet in Washington. My partner and I love you guys. And I'd just curl up and cry if I met you both. I cannot ever skip a video of yours, no matter the platform, even if it's one that I've seen. I love everything that you guys do. And what you do has helped not only me and my partner in our relationship, but so many others. And you're amazing. I don't know if we'll do one in Washington, but you're more than welcome to come to one of our meet and greets. You know, that's the whole point of us doing this. It's a whole lot easier for you guys to travel to us when we get near where we're going than it is for us to try to come to every one of your cities. You know how expensive that would be for us if we just came to every city in every state? Like, it would be very difficult. Death Princess says, I was supposed to be able to go to Vegas, ... So what changed? But my son is graduating high school and leaving for boot camp. Well, that's what changed. Fair warning, Peach's camera is not fully to the bottom of the screen, and I can see a sliver of Chris's arm moving beneath the bottom left corner of the frame. That's not my arm, bro. We're sitting on two separate sides of the room. We're not sitting next to each other. Watch. This will be... Oh, wait. I got to find something that's not going to hurt you when I throw it. Just so you guys can see how this works. I'm going to try to throw it between. You ready?
Yeah.
That did not work. All right, hang on.
I can shoot this straw.
I don't want to... Right, well, yeah, shoot the straw wrapper. I don't want to throw something and it fucking hits you or break something. Between.
Oh.
Didn't work.
It's not big enough. Didn't have enough oomph.
All right. Last attempt. Plastic knife. Ready? Like a dart. Did you guys see that fly through?
Plastic knife.
Said cameras are overlaid. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, dude. There we go. Did that help? Does that fix it? Is that fixing? Did it tickle it for you? Any advice for navigating the imposter syndrome? I love this question. Feeling you get in your healing journey where you are better to the point you are so different from what you've always been and can fake, and it can feel fake almost. If you have done the healing and that is who you are right now, you're not faking shit. Imposter syndrome is a lie that we tell ourselves to make ourselves feel like we're not good enough for something or we don't deserve something. Jacob said, Happy Mother's Day, and I wanted to say thank you, Chris, for starting that Voices of the Broken channel. It is a great addition to the community, in my opinion. I really appreciate you guys giving me good feedback on the Voice of the Broken thing because I was really struggling with that. I was really struggling with that. I was nervous to do it. Zach said we're actually in different buildings. It's all an illusion.
All an illusion. It's fake.
I'm glad that you guys are getting value. They're both animatronic Chuck E. Cheese robots. Oh, man. Could you imagine?
No. I would want to end my existence.
Sabrina asked if you ever ate the lollipop, the edible one she gave you.
I ate half of it. I have such a high tolerance, it didn't do anything for me.
That's funny. I've been watching you guys since the jump. I love the journey. I'm glad to get to watch the growth. Thank you, Haley.
Thank you.
Us getting value means you're both doing something right. Yep. Sharing it with the men in my life that are going through it. I actually just created a public Discord chat that is part of the To Be Better server, but it's the only part of the To Be Better server that is public for men who are going through that right now with the voice of the broken, so that you guys can have a community of men to talk to in your lonely times. So that in the event that you have no one else to turn to, there are about 80 men in there, many of which who have already said that they will be there to talk to people while they're in there. It does not give you access to the To Be Better Discord at all, but it is just a place for you to go in the event that you are really fucking going through it and need to talk to someone so that you don't do something you're going to regret or that you may not be able to regret one day.
Right, can't take back.
Yeah. This entire thing for us started off as us wanting to help people. And yes, we turned it into a business and it is a full-time job for us now, but the want behind all of it is still to like help. That's the whole point. And we've had opportunities to do things and go in different directions, but it would have taken away from the actual reason that we were called to do this. Mm-hmm. So do you have any advice on going through the loss of a pet? I just lost my dog today. He was 20 human years old. I am so fucking sorry for that. I don't have any advice. I lost my cat, and I know that that doesn't take away from you, but I got a portrait, and that portrait was a healing thing. I have a portrait of my cat on my foot.
There was a dog that I got. Her name was Daisy, and had her for almost 15 years. And when she passed away, I was in another state, and the people who were watching her didn't let me know what was going on, and she ended up being cremated with 20 other dogs.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. Yeah, when I got the tattoo of my cat, my goal was to go to the shop while it was closed and get shit-faced, drunk, and ugly cry the entire time that they were tattooing my foot. But when I got there was another person there tattooing. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't ugly cry, so I just had to suck it up and get drunk. It's hard. It's hard. People love their animals more than they love the people around them.
Yeah.
You guys work as an invaluable service to those of us who need a good role model and someone to look up to.
Thank you.
It's crazy. All right, it is 7:15. We got about 10 more minutes, and I'm going to wrap this up before our Patreon live so that we can take a quick break. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we move on to the private Patreon live? Dan said, humans don't deserve dogs. They are the best.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to tell you about another YouTube channel that 100% explains exactly what you guys teach? I mean, I'm sure. Can you speak more about the voice of the broken? Can somebody tag the voice of the broken in the chat, please? The voice of the broken is a side project that I'm doing, kind of like what Peaches is doing with the garden, except for I'm not doing it on Patreon. I created a brand new channel on YouTube. I created a new Spotify, Apple. It's on all the streaming services, called The Voice of the Broken. Men, I am directing this solely at you. However, women, it's there for you to listen to. I'm only reading stories from men. I want men who have been at the lowest of lows, thought about unaliving themselves, to write in and talk about what the catalyst was from that moment in their life to the success. And I want the story of what got you there. If you got to that low, that's not like an overnight decision. That's a very long journey of shit to get to that point. And for you to like get to that breaking point and pull through and then live a happy, successful life afterwards is inspiring as a motherfucker to people. I know, because I have one of those stories. I have a lot of friends who have stories like that. And I want to be able to tell those stories and create a community of men so that when people are going through that and they don't have people in their life that they can depend on and talk to in the moment, they can reach out to that group and be like, hey guys, I fucking need to talk to someone. And we might not be able to help you, but at least you know in the moment you're not alone. I'm going to tell a story.
Okay.
Anybody that's in the body modification community that has been here since the 90s, like that has been around the body modification community for a while, will know of a website called Body Modification Design, BME.com. Shannon Lorette was the owner of BME. He was the founder. He created the website. He was a computer guy that basically created social media for the body modification community before there was a MySpace or a Facebook. There was forum pages and groups, and there was Shannon was also somebody who dealt with suicidal thoughts. He created a forum, and one night I was in his forum while I was going through a very low, and having somebody that that I actually looked up to, but probably would have never remembered me beyond that conversation that night, took the time out of his night because he was awake to talk to me. And he talked to me for about 2 hours, and that 2 hours of conversation was enough to distract me from me wanting to unalive myself. And he did end up killing himself later in life because he had a muscular issue, and it was very painful for him, but he took his own life. And I want to be able to be there, even if it's for just one person, to be able to be like, hey, that motherfucker was there for me when nobody else was, right? There's a lot of men that want to be there and be mentors for people, and I'm really trying to fucking be that. I still wear my Me Shannon tribute shirt. Fuck yeah. I can't believe it's been as long as it has been since his death. I want to say it's been like 7 or 8 years now. It's been a long time. That BME community, it shaped a lot of my young career. Yeah, that's a community that can never be replicated. I have tattoos on my arm that I did when I went through shit. They remind me every day to never let myself go there again. Chris, I will be willing to give you my Shannon shirt.
What? Oh.
You know, there's celebrities that die and people lose their shit over it.
Yeah.
Shannon's passing fucked me up.
I believe that.
So.
One of those pivotal people.
Yeah. Desclan said, you're not the only one, Chris. You're a leader of men. I that's my goal, right? That's the whole point. I want to be that guy at the end of my life to have somebody stand up and be like, he was a good man. He was a leader of men. Like, that's what I want said at my eulogy or at my funeral. I'd be good with that. But I don't think that I'm there yet. I think that I'm giving people information that they just haven't been provided yet. I also think that even though a lot of men relate to me and like are able to relate to me like this, I wouldn't be the man that I am if it wasn't for her. Right? Because me just being me is one thing, but me wanting to be better for her means that I have to work every day to continue to grow and be that motherfucker for my wife. What are you doing over there?
I just got a random message from a random phone number, and I wanted to see if it was a number that I forgot to save. But
I got one of those today too. It was something about being an uncle. And I was like, you got the wrong number. I actually didn't even reply, but yep. Welcome to the unclehood. I actually think that's what the text message was. Now I'm fucking... Oh, yeah, that was a booty picture. Nope, it says, happy birthday, uncle. Yeah, they sent it to the wrong person.
yeah.
Today's not my birthday, and I'm not an uncle. What are some ways you initially wove relationship dominance and submission into your relationship? Also, what are your thoughts on the importance of aftercare? Aftercare is vital.
Hang on. Is this something that we're going to talk about on the podcast?
I'm not going to get into any details about sexy time or anything like that. I'm going to be very vague, but if somebody's asking about aftercare and anybody's curious about a DS relationship, aftercare is necessary. That's part of the recovery process. That's part of a heal. Like there's a whole lot that goes into that. I think that in a DS relationship, if you don't have aftercare, you're in an abusive relationship. I truly believe that. You're with somebody who just wants to hurt someone. I'm not going to get too much more into that. I only wanted to touch on the aftercare part because for people who know, they know. Do you have a men's support group? I do have a men's support group. We have two of them. Technically, we have a public one that's in our Discord, and then we have a private one that's part of our Patreon group. In order to get into either one of those, though, you have to be a member of the Patreon. I did create a private Discord server for men, but I'm giving that out to men that are writing in and need that help. I'm not just posting it publicly because I don't want it getting flooded with bullshit. I don't want somebody in there posting video game memes and my dog farted,
Making it into a joke.
Right. It needs to be something that is, if somebody actually needs help. Right. A resource. Yes. Yep. A resource. Dude, I don't know if I could take your Shannon shirt from you. I would absolutely love that. I don't know if it would even fit me. But that was a hell of an offer, and I really appreciate that. It meant a lot. It's a lot to process. Side note, my dog did fart. Frame it. Yeah, maybe I could do that. I could definitely do that. Peaches could do that for me. That's the arts and craft things to her department.
Yes, it is.
She's crafty, and she's just my type. She's crafty. What is the email? I'd like to send it to my dad so he is able to talk to someone who can relate or just be a friend. The email is tobebetterco@gmail.com. Yeah, anything else that you want to talk about, babe, before we wrap this up?
Nope.
We will not be doing a live next week for Patreon or YouTube, as we will be doing our meet and greet next Sunday night. So that's not going to be a thing for us next week. Any advice on being in a relationship that was poly for 10 years and then got into someone not willing to be open? I accept that, but my partner throws it in my face. How do I help him get over, or should I dip? I don't understand what the problem is. If you're with somebody new, your past isn't really relevant to him. And if he's got an issue with that, yeah, find somebody new. It sounds like the relationship is too new for you to be dealing with bullshit like that. What do you think about psychedelics? I think that there's a lot of good that can come from those, and I have to be very careful with what I say on the internet because people take what we say the wrong way or take it to heart. And though they have been a blessing for me, and there's a lot of really dope studies being done right now, that's about as far as I can go with that. Apple fritter's pretty salty. She won't be there next week. I think that Amy wants us to go to Tennessee in July or August. So we might be able to...
July would be best because school starts in August.
All right. Well, that would be... We could do another meet and greet in Tennessee while we're there. And that would give us the opportunity to pick up Ivy without Dakota having to drive down.
Would we not bring the kids with us, or how would we do that?
Still bring the kids.
What about the meet and greet?
What about it? We leave them with Mom while we're there.
Okay.
I'm sure that she would watch them, or Amy.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap it up, guys. We will be live on Patreon in probably 20, 30 minutes. If you guys want to look at the Thailand thing or go to Vegas, all of that is live. The links are pinned to the tops of the chat. We will see you guys when we see you guys.
Have a good night, guys.
Mm-hmm.